I'm glad
So you like
everyone is
to
done.
touch people?
No, I didn't even do mine until after I had, everybody else.
You really don't know.
I was in
Yeah. So it is available if I let them, if I get rides? Okay, just look and let me know, okay? Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I need a red truck. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can move that up. Yeah, Tom wants to. Okay. All right. Do pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's see, we'll do a roll call. Dan? Here. Carolyn?
Here.
Tom?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Rod?
Here.
Comments from the audience? Okay. Nobody? All right. Tom, you wanted to open?
Oh, you want to do that right now then? Or do you have to do the approval of anything?
I'll make a motion to move the bid process up to.
Hey, you guys have your microphones on, or can you talk louder, because I'm having a hell of a time hearing you.
I did, you're
As
absolutely right.
usual,
You're right, they are on.
this whispering is bullshit.
Can you repeat that, please?
I make a motion to move the bid process up now to the top of the agenda there.
Item number 8.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second that.
I have a motion, a second, to move item number 8 up to the current place. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Okay, Tom.
This last one is the one that came in, it's marked as road materials, so I don't know what to do with that one.
Okay. Is that person here?
Do we have a representative for Red Rock here? Okay, that's probably just road materials then, I'm guessing.
So I guess what I would think that we would do is open it just to make sure that it's not a man bid.
Okay.
If it's for road materials, then destroy it.
Wait a minute, here, somebody just came in.
And ask them. Are you from Red Rock, by chance? No? Okay. Okay, so I'll open this one up then. And it's... Yeah, this is certificate of insurance and then for road material.
Okay, so I think that we'll just destroy that, and then they can
Resubmit that next month.
submit it. I
Okay.
mean, I'll reach out to them and let them know that they were not responsive to the man bid, so that was destroyed. And if they want to bid on the road materials, after we bid.
Okay, so this is from RC Pavers. What we're doing is opening bid for Man Street project. And they're out of Schofield. Sign off, traffic control, plumber, anything, furnish, all forms. just wanna go through this and. Furnished 4 inches, asphalt intersection driveways. Shoulders, so marking center lines. Okay, so RC pavers, asphalt paving for the project, they have a total of $522,000.
Are they here?
Is there a representative?
Yep.
Okay. The next one is American Asphalt. And their base office is in Mosinee. Okay, American Asphalt bid comes in at $633,181. And they also sent a certificate of insurance. I guess the first question I have is for RC pavers. You're in the Wausau area, Weston area.
Yep.
You do, I have not heard of your company, so I'm guessing obviously you do township roads then?
Yep.
Been in business for?
Since '98.
Since '98, okay. Any other questions you guys have for either of these? It looks like the list was all checked off, they had all the stuff included that was for the bid. So, any questions for anybody?
I guess since she's here, is there any other municipalities that you've worked for in the past?
Yeah, we did Village of Weston last year. We do Town of Weston, Town of Texas, Village of Maine. The list goes on.
Okay.
Okay. I guess the only thing I'd like to do is before I award this is just check references maybe. And I'm sorry, I haven't heard of the
No, that's
company.
okay.
And in my feeling, this is a very important road in our township. And not to say that you're not gonna do a great job, it's just, I don't know the company. So I don't know if you have that, if you agree with that line of thinking or not.
You can't approve it anyway. On your agenda, it says to unseal the bids. That's it.
Okay. So,
I got a question.
anyway, yes,
Is that gonna be the entire 2 miles?
yes, it will be. It'll be from Lincoln and just shy of E, yes.
Okay, and which is gonna be what? Taking the top off and putting a new top on, basically, right?
Basically, yes, they're gonna grind the top off, gonna add 4 inches of base course to it, and then they're gonna relay 2 layers of asphalt down.
Okay.
And then, bring the shoulders up to level.
Now, that grant that the township was awarded, that doesn't play in on none of this?
No, I've been in contact with them and told them that we're probably gonna give that grant back, because my thinking, the direction I went here, is that was $600,000 we had to come up with, and that was only for 1 mile. I thought our money could be better used and get just as much life out of 2 miles as putting $600,000 into 1 mile. So that's why I went this direction, or the board did.
Just for curious, how long does a road like that hold up with the amount of traffic that it has? Even, okay, now with the new, whatever these guys are all gonna do, and I would say, I go with that gal there because she's really cute, but how long, on average, do these roads hold up?
20 years.
How many?
20 years. So we're given 20 to 23 years right now as the expectation for this next road to win in.
Okay, curious.
Yeah. Yes.
Is there any time frame difference? I mean, do they have time? Does America have time?
I guess, is it something you guys would be able to do in the spring?
In the spring?
Spring,
Specifically?
early summer,
Yeah.
you know? I don't want to, I guess, it seems like all of our projects get done in August, September, October. I'd like to get it done earlier in the year if I can. Is that okay with both of you? Does that fit your schedules?
Mine would be in June.
In June, okay.
Here,
So,
read this. Read this, read this.
yeah, I'm fine with
And when you do a road
So-
like that, you shut the entire road down for,
It said in the advertising for bids that we have to work with traffic, the people who live on it and stuff, so
yes.
1 lane.
Traffic control, yes.
So how are you going to proceed, seeing as how it's listed just as open up?
I guess I'm
So are you
gonna
going to
do
have
some, I guess I'm gonna do some, reference calling first, and then we will have to
So
award it at a
it'll be
later
held
date.
off until April's meeting?
No, I'm gonna call a special meeting myself. I wanted to, I did wanna do this tonight, but
So you'll have to have another special town board meeting.
yes, I will,
Okay.
yes. So, just so you know, I did get a statement from the bank of pre-approval for this project. And of course, everything depends on what everything comes in on. From Associated Bank. So I was gonna give this to John.
I can send you the record to your email.
what are you planning on borrowing the money?
We're gonna borrow some of it, yes we are, George. We're gonna put as much as we can towards this, and we're looking at maybe 500,000 towards this, roughly. And yes, we are gonna borrow the rest of what it is.
Which will be what, basically?
Well, between,
133.
you know, 133, 181 to maybe 22. So it depends on how we go. And again, a lot of this was how these bids were gonna come in. So that determines on a lot, not only with what we can put forward and what we get from the bank. Yeah, yep, it's going this way. And.
Borrowing money ain't the answer.
Well, borrowing money isn't a bad thing either, George, for the township. It's
Why?
not. It's not.
Why? Give me a reason. The only one that benefits from that is the bank that you borrow from. You all know that. I mean,
George, we have to do something with this road, okay?
I understand that, but you guys had, what, 2 years to plan on this? What the hell were you doing? Sitting there with your thumb up your ass? Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you put money away? Why didn't you do something different than what you're doing?
We did put $500,000 away, George. Yes, we did. Actually, we put $300,000 because we did get the grant for $2,200 or $220,000 is going towards that too. So we did, George.
You do have enough money to do the road. If you go with the smaller bid,
Well-
you got the 220 and you had 320.
Possibly. I have to leave some money out because if there's soft spots in that in there, that does not include that. So I'm
But I
gonna
thought
keep some
Bauer
money
said there
out.
was no soft spots. Right?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
did.
saying that. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
saying.
I'm not talking you, him. Ain't that what you said? Bauer, I'm over here.
What I was saying, George, if I believe it was last month you were talking about, we had a geologist, I believe, right?
Yes.
Tom, and they looked at it, and for what was dug out and what was already fixed from previous boards in those specs, in those spots, and from what the geologist said, they don't believe that there's gonna be an issue.
Correct.
But until you take and you pulverize the top and you start working with it, you don't know. And we would rather be prepared for the unknown than just go, oh well. And we do have a whole township for a whole year that we are taking care of the roads for. So if we spend every dime on that road, there will be nothing for anything else. So if we have a culvert fail, if we have a washout because we have a storm and we need to cover some of this material, we won't have anything. That's why we don't want to spend ourselves down to nothing.
What are the interest rates?
John, do you have that?
I got a novel idea, cut back on the fire department a little bit and we'll have money.
5.814%.
Repeat that, please.
5.814%.
And that's ever changing. This was as of, I believe it was Friday that was dated. And also the amount of years that we actually take the loan out for. Any other questions?
Do you have any questions for us? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
I have a question. Is there quantities of all the materials on their bid?
No.
Tom,
Yes.
Any idea when you're gonna have your special meeting?
No. Within the next couple weeks. Yes. Do you have a quantity list at your office
Yes.
for the project?
Yep.
Okay.
Was there insurance policy there?
No. And liability also,
Okay.
I'm guessing, but, so I'll reach out to you this week
Okay.
and just get some numbers and maybe some places I can go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that'd be great, thank you. Any other questions?
Should that agenda list, should that have been worded differently so that it could have been awarded tonight, or is it that procedure?
Never want to do that. I wouldn't have minded awarding it tonight, George, but honestly, I didn't know this company, so it probably didn't work out bad the way it is.
Okay. I thought in the past that they opened bids and then they awarded the same night.
I kind of thought that was just hand in hand how it worked, yes. But I guess it's all.
So whose screw up was that?
Nobody's,
I'll take credit for it.
It's not a.
In my opinion, we could have awarded the grant, or awarded the contract today. There's no statute that says that you have to have unseal and award on your agenda.
And I kind of thought that too. Any other questions?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe, Tom, you'll get in contact with them when we have that
I will.
meeting.
Yes, I will. Absolutely.
Moving on, approving the town board meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the town board meeting minutes on February 13th, 2023.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve the February 13th minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Minutes approved. Dorothy?
Okay, the Plan Commission met the 27th of February, and we had the Larry Scheuer rezone, and when he went from general ag to farmland preservation on a parcel of his land. The Plan Commission approved that, and I'm sure you got your resolution in front of you. We discussed what was gonna go into the newsletter. I hope you got that, Dan?
Yep.
Okay, and then we talked about what we're going to be doing, what projects we wanna work on this summer. And I see already there's a rezone and a conditional use permit has already come through for our next meeting. And fielding a lot of phone calls about people, what they're trying to do with their property. And I advise anybody, come to the meetings. We didn't have any board members at our meeting. And our ordinances state that one board member is supposed to be there. Missed you guys.
Sorry, I didn't see any notification of it. So,
John got it. Everybody, they got it. It's posted in all the places.
I didn't receive any notice.
Yes, you did. You acknowledged it. I have my email from you that you acknowledged that you got the agenda. And I keep all those.
Okay, good, so do I. So maybe I'm incorrect, I get a number of emails, so I can check. Would the board want me to send the emails when I get them from Brooke?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
yeah.
Do you want me to post them on the website also?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's starting to sound familiar now, so, yeah. I apologize.
Is there anything else, Dorothy?
No.
Is that it? Garbage and recycling, Steve?
There's quite a bit on the form that I submitted for everybody to look at, so some of it was mentioned at last month's meeting. Chad Kohler, just a reminder to watch what everybody puts in their trash bins and their recycle bins. It shouldn't be overflowing or items setting outside the bin. It won't get picked up. And a lot of these newer vehicles are starting to be mounted with cameras, so they're watching what's being dumped in the bin basket, if you will, before it's popped into the back of the truck. I think Dorothy, you and maybe George last month were asking about the rates per month for garbage and recycle. Because somebody made a comment about Spencer, and they just started a new contract last year, and we're locked into a 5-year contract with Waste Management. I got an excerpt there, as you can see, for the yearly rates. And then on the back table, I just put it out. Everybody had a seat already, but if you want to take a copy of the contract, there's a few copies back there if you need it. If you're short one, just ask me and I'll make you a copy. But the 6 towns are locked into that until 2027. I'm sorry, 2026, the end of 2026. Last thing is the tire collection. That's still going the end of next month. Any volunteers, come see me. You don't have to do all 7 hours. 2 hours, 1 hour, stop by, say hi. Bring gloves and boots. Maybe even an umbrella, I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, the way it's been going this year. Any questions for me, for garbage, recycle, extra bins?
Question, yes. So I have gotten a few phone calls from residents that their garbage cans have been hit by plow trucks and busted. Is there a number we call?
Yes, there's a phone number to our Marshfield Waste Management Office.
Okay.
So on that note, I've gotten a couple calls too, I guess it just happens, unfortunately. But Waste Management will replace those bins. It just has to be made known.
Who hit some, did you say, Tom? Plow trucks and school buses?
The plow trucks.
Oh, just plow trucks, yeah, I was gonna say, Jesus.
Well, they think anyway, so.
Hit the bus driver off the road.
Other than that, if there's no further questions, that's all I got.
Steve, I want to thank you for talking really loud so I can hear you. I appreciate it, I really do, I chicken on.
It's all those years in the United States Marine Corps, George.
Were you really? Our grandson's in the Marines.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, he figured on re-upping.
I don't want to extend this meeting, we can talk afterwards.
No, not really. You saved time on my comments. I have no, got 3 minutes. So we can plan vacation now.
Plus, my parents were pretty adamant about kids speaking up in the family, so.
Speaking up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Enunciate, concise.
My dad wasn't. Now I'm making up for lost. Okay, go ahead.
Library website. The website, John continues to update that. So if you see anything on there, I did notice on the fire department's website that it's got the .com website.
Oh, I didn't, we need to fix that.
Yep, I just noticed. I was just sort of looking for something else on that. It's part of the newsletter, putting all that together. I know, just noticed a couple things there. And then with the library, we had our first meeting discussing the groundwork for the agreement between the town and the Marshfield Public Library for usage is ending in September. We did a discussion. Basically, we're obligated to pay the lesser and pay the greater of what a resident of Marshfield would pay versus, but what we actually pay is less than what a city of Marshfield pays. Or if we were part of the Marathon County district, and it's just always worked out that it's Marshfield, so that will stay the same. We're just probably gonna do it over a 3-year rolling average, so if 1 year has a big increase or there's a drop, that, it's not, just for budgeting year over year, it just allows things to be smoother. It's, at the end of the day, we're paying the same amount. It just helps on the ups and downs year over year. And that's all I have.
So are they gonna come out with an actual then, what it did cost the town and go accordingly?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Are they gonna do basically what they have been?
Yes,
Okay, so then at the end of the year, there's a possibility we could owe more or we could have a credit?
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Buildings and grounds, Mr. Wilson.
Question back here.
We have,
There's a question back there.
Was there anything in regard to the library, was there anything left in the reserve? Is that all expended out? At one point in time, we had something in that reserve.
Yeah, that was, I believe in 2021, there was like $40,000 in there.
Right.
And the town took that 100%.
Okay, thank you.
And that was before my time. I don't know the reasoning why.
Okay.
Because they offered it to us, otherwise they were just hanging on to it and the money was just sitting there.
Yep.
And when they said that we could take it, when they said we could take it, we ran with it.
Okay.
okay, for buildings and grounds, we have we have 20 reservations for this year already. And still getting more inquiries. There are some projects that need to be worked on. Do you have the name of that guy that you said for the mortar?
I do.
Okay, so I will get in touch with this, because the mortar and the bricks is falling out, it's gone. Gone.
Absolutely.
And so that needs to be addressed. We're gonna put out, I'm going to call for quotes for mowing. I may separate that. Last year, well, I don't know, for years, I think that it's all been done, the trimming, mowing, trimming, all the upkeep of the grounds, everything has been included. I'm gonna see if I can work it out so that we can have maybe a separate person do that part of it. Because the mowing itself, doing it so that it can be done in one day, both here, and then if it has to be another day for the fire department, it will be. So that means these other things, then it's a time factor. So I'm going to look into the possibility of that. The picnic tables are in the big garage. We're going to be putting on the, whatever it is, this, I don't know what it is. It's not just stained, but it makes, it's something that makes it more permanent. Huh?
On the block itself, on the split face? Okay.
Oh, no, this is the picnic tables, I mean. Okay, but now, I don't know, there was a question that was given to me about, had we ever put any, finish or whatever. Sealer on the blocks of the pavilion. Has that ever been done?
Looking at it, I don't think so, ever.
Okay.
It's still good. But that split face, it is made that way. And they make it in different colors and different, they got speckles in some, and it's made so that you don't have to. But a lot of people, if they do anything on there, it's a solid color that they put on there, like almost like paint, versus a sealer. That's the way I've seen it. Almost every place that does it has been a solid, either a solid stain, semi-solid stain, or paint, not a clear coat sealer. But it's something, these masons, they can give you those answers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't believe it has to have anything on there.
Well, that would be, I like it the way it is, the looks of it. I would never want to paint it, but if there were a clear sealer, that might be different. So, let me see, what else was there? I guess that's it for right now.
You had mentioned the floor.
What?
You had mentioned the floor.
Oh, yes, that absolutely, that floor needs to be a new coat of epoxy. So we'll have to figure out how we're gonna get that done. So that's it.
Tom, do you have anything else in highways?
Yeah, just, so we had, John was gonna do some grants out there, and we looked at doing, there's a price of $500,000 for a project, a road project. So we looked at doing Galvin Road from Elm Tree to C, and looked at doing a CIR cold in place recycled asphalt project on that road. And John is currently filling out the paperwork for this. We had some budget proposals for this for about $460,000 to $70,000. So he is applying for that grant. That would be it for me. Everything else has been manual and
So to add on to that grant, that was part of my clerk report, so I'm continuing to work on that grant. I've been in contact with our representative from the Department of Transportation. He thought that quote was too, or that budget was too low, so he suggested that we seek the max grant. So the maximum is $500,000 of federal funds, and it's an 80-20 grant. So if we were awarded the grant, our maximum cost would be $125,000 to replace that road. So, and he said there's no penalty if we were to, ask for the full 500 and only spend 450. So that's good.
I got a question for you. Does Weigel, does he drive on these road, every road in the township at least once a week? Is that how that's done?
No, probably not. I think the majority of them, but I don't think he drives on every one all the time.
All right.
And I addressed, and I don't know what the angle is, but I addressed this in the paper that's coming out, is that, spring's coming up, and of course, with spring, thaw, roads start getting potholes and stuff. So if you see potholes out there that have been there, call, please, do.
Well, shit, I can tell you right where to go if you want to know.
There are a lot of them out there.
No, the reason I asked was because, and you probably know what I'm gonna say, is because where that culvert goes across between Dudley's Pond and Jeff Thomas's land,
Yep.
okay, that dip that's there.
There's two there, actually.
Yeah, and they're.
One is bigger than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just didn't understand, why wouldn't you think that when Weigel drives over that and he bounces and hits his head on the roof, the light would come on and he would say, maybe I should put a sign up. I did see him at Weiler's, and I know Deborah had talked to you also, but I got to him first. I seen him at Weiler's and I told him about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and I understand we had the snow and all that, and then he did put the two signs up, so.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, and this is gonna be kind of nasty, I suppose, but is he awake when he drives around, or is he sleeping? Doesn't he see these things? I mean, what the hell?
I guess in his defense, George, I drive a lot of roads myself, and not only in this township, but other townships, but in this township, we do have a lot of culverts that when you have a winter like we've had, this has been a bad winter for roads, it really has been. The roads move. The culvert's probably staying there. It's the road that's moving. It's heating up because of the frost. Okay, so you get those dips. And I know there's a lot of them out there. I know there are. And all I can say is, yep, put a sign up. It's gonna help those people every once in a while that don't drive that road. But if you drive that road all the time, and I do this, I do it all the time because I pull a lot of trailers and I slow down for these things because I know where they're at.
I do too.
Common sense says, slow down. And I get it, I understand exactly what you're saying, but you also have to look at, and I don't know exactly how much traffic we have on there, but I did drive down that road and I did go over those. And I have to say that there's probably 3 or more that are worse, that I drive almost daily, that don't have signs on them either. And
why not then?
I don't know if it warrants it, George, because I mean we'd be putting signs along our roads everywhere, and I don't know, George.
Well, okay,
and they're out there, and rightfully so, because we had calls on it, and that's why they're out there.
Is the township liable for repairs on vehicles that get wrecked on these roads with the holes, or what? Or I mean, with say the
somebody actually asked that question to our insurance guy when he was here that night, and they were going to talk after the meeting. And I really don't know, George. I don't know.
If you are aware of the problem, then yes, you are.
And there's a time limit on that too. And so I'm guessing exactly that, because I've asked that to my insurance lady, and she says it's going to be hard to get that. It's going to be hard to fight that and get it. But that's not saying that we're not responsible for it, George. And Pat, when Deb called me, at that time she didn't know that you had talked to Pat, so I talked to Pat about it, and that storm hit, and she called me the following week, and rightfully so, Pat went out and put it out, because there were phone calls on it, yes. But But I don't know if going out and putting signs on all these bumps, I mean, we're gonna have $10,000 worth of signs, because there's a lot, there are, and that's no joke, I mean, welcome to spring in Wisconsin, the roads move.
Yeah, but you know, what gets to me is all you people, all, you know, as board members, and then maybe not the two new guys, because you haven't been corrupted yet, but you new guys, I mean, the boards, you always hear this safety, you know, we stress safety. Well, I got news for you. Wherever these dips are, where these culverts are sunk or raised, or whatever the hell the case is, that is a hazard. Plain and simple. And to sit there and ignore it and hope it goes away, that's bullshit.
And I don't
It will eventually.
I don't think he ignored it, George, I don't.
Yes, he does, Tom. That's been that way every year. And it was about, I don't know, 3-4 years ago one time, for somebody yipped at him about it, he did put a dip sign up. Now, wouldn't you think that if he put them up one time, that he would go back the next time and put them? I mean, you know, it just, that's common sense. Wouldn't you think?
Possibly, yes, George.
Not possibly, wouldn't you think it is?
George, I'm giving you my answer, possibly, yes. I'm not saying, because George, you could have a year that road isn't gonna move, and you may not have a bump there. I've had that on some roads that I drive. We've had hard years, and that frost got under everything, and if they moved, it all moved up together, and it all settled together.
And the unicorns got pink at the stripes and everything, yeah, that's great.
You wanted an answer, George, I gave you an answer, okay? And you don't have to like the answer.
It wasn't
But
much.
I seriously.
I'm just asking, I asked why didn't, when he drives over that, why in the hell didn't we say, holy cow, I should put something up? I even seen him at Wyland, I said, put some orange cones up or something, anything, so people are aware that that dip is right there. And one side is worse than the other. And whether it comes back up, I wouldn't bet on it. That's the only thing I got is,
The signs are on there.
I know that.
Okay.
I drive on that road. I live there.
I know you do, George.
Road
Yes.
road bands go on Wednesday.
Marathon? Are they?
Yeah, wood is already on, you know?
Yeah, they went on Tuesday. Fire department, Mark?
Since our last meeting, we had one fireworks explosion and one canceled en route. We don't have any current members to present right now, but we do have applications to look at. The fire department training for March was ice rescue. Tyson Bloom did complete his wildland firefighter training, and now he's certified in wildland firefighting. And just so everybody is aware, during storms, like we had on 223 and last night, we do have people come and staff the station throughout the night. So on 223, we had 3 staff members staying overnight at the fire station to staff it, and last night I went and staffed it myself. So if we got a call, we could get stuff out of the station in a timely manner. EMS-wise, the Lucas device is here and in its service, and the EMS training will be hypothermia for this month. Now, I need to ask you guys for approval to purchase some turnout gear. I have 2 individuals whose turnout gear is expired, 1 individual who has turnout pants that are expired, and I have 1 individual who needs turnout gear in general. So that would be a total of $10,620. And if these people don't have turnout gear that is not up to date, they can't go in the fire.
What do you usually have to cover that? Is it, you took
2% dues.
your, okay, do you have that in there?
I have that in there, and with the nozzles that we just purchased, that takes up my 2% dues for the year.
So this would be in addition to that?
In addition to the nozzles that we bought, yes, and that will take up my 2% dues that we put in the budget for 2023.
So you used up all the 2% dues, and this, and then, so this is
No,
above
no,
and
no,
beyond?
no, this is in the 2% dues.
It is, so it's covered,
Correct, yep.
okay.
If that gear is purchased for an individual and they don't work out, or they quit the department, you take that, you get that.
It stays at the fire department,
And
and as we get new people in, we'll have them try it on.
size.
Yep. Yep, we'll have them try it on, and if it fits them, it's theirs.
Then they get the job.
Correct. They at least have the gear to wear to do the job.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. How many people do you say you have on the fire department? 20?
20.
Okay. Do they all go on a fire call all at the same time?
Not all at the same time, no.
How many go on average, roughly? Just on average.
On average, maybe 6, 8.
Okay. So all the fire gear is stored over there, am I correct?
Correct.
So can't they just grab whatever's there and use it?
No, this is specifically sized to the individual.
So what if you got somebody on the fire department that never goes on a fire call? So you piss away all this money on somebody that never goes?
But if they're an EMT, they go on our car accidents, and they do go on our fire calls to do our rehab, and they do have to have the appropriate turnout gear to do those 2 jobs.
I got one more question though.
Yes, sir.
Last month meeting, you guys been barreling out of here on a fire call.
Yes, sir.
Where was it? I'm just curious. Do you recall?
I'm not at liberty to say where it was at. All I can tell you is what my report is here.
Why aren't you went on the call, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Where was it?
I cannot tell you the address of where it was.
Why?
Because that is information I am not allowed to give out.
Why is that? Was it in the town of McMillan?
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
No, I did not go racing to Wausau.
Just asking.
I know where that question's coming from. We were simultaneously paged at the same time for 2 separate calls in 2 separate places.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the turnout gear with the 2% dues.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the purchasing of turnout gear in the fire department. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those against say nay. And I abstain.
Lori, are you sure you got enough? Because according to the budget, there's 9,000 something in the budget.
And I have another section in the budget that I can take some out of for it too.
So it's not all coming out of 2%?
But I have another section in the budget we can take it out of, and I have.
But you said it's coming out
Correct.
of 2%.
It will, because some of the nozzles are coming out of our equipment
Okay,
instead of 2% dues, so I have enough to do it this way.
okay.
Any other questions?
I have a question
Yes, sir.
for calls. I had a resident ask me about, so they fall at home
Mhm.
and they can't get up to their feet. So that goes, they just dial 911 at that time and tell them what's going on? How does that work?
What they need to do is they need to dial 911, say, I have fallen, I cannot get up, I do not need the ambulance, I just need the first responders to come help me off the floor.
Okay,
And that's why I pushed so hard for our ambulance contract to state that we take care of the lift assist, and Marshfield does not come out unless we need them.
okay.
And the county does have a copy of this, so when they call and say, I've fallen down and I can't get up, they'll page us out first, and then it's at our discretion if we have the ambulance come out or not.
Okay. Well, this person did not want to pay for an ambulance call, didn't know what to say, thought that an ambulance came out automatically.
No.
So they just have to state that they're not injured, they just can't get to their feet?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, and then they'll page us out. We'll get there, we'll help them up, we'll do our assessment on them. If we think they need to go up, we'll try to talk them into having a family member take them up. Or if there's no family there, then we'll talk them into, maybe we should have the ambulance come out and take you up just to check you out, just to be safe.
Okay.
But the ambulance coming out for those is at our discretion.
Okay, thank you.
Tom, talk him into subscribing to Lifeline.
Well, I tried that with my dad, and it didn't work.
Well, if you do the Lifeline, people then connect it to Marathon County Dispatch, and they will still page us out. If the person pushes the button, Lifeline will call them, and if they say, I have fallen and I cannot get up, they'll just page us out. Just like if they call 911.
According to the commercial, the guy on there, he'll come running. I'm going with that one.
We get there as timely as we can. Any other questions? Thank you.
John?
Sure, so I received a zoning permit for a garage on Galvin and a sanitary permit on Dragonfly. I received an email from Nicole Delone on March 7th, 2023 regarding Marathon County CPC Environmental Resources Committee meeting, which is happening on April 4th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Courthouse Assembly Room in Wausau. They have a WebEx link, so if you want to participate remotely, send me an email and I will send you the link. We already touched on the STP local grant to DOT. That's due the 24th, I think, so I'll be sure to get that in before that. And then I wanted to thank the election inspectors for helping out at the election in February. Everything went really well. We received the ballots for the April election, so I'll be sending out the absentee ballots this week.
City of Marshfield.
That's the first half of our ambulance contracts for 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the checks 19359 through 19390 and the electronic transfers 202-30201 through 202-30209.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the checks as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Checks approved.
Can I have a check numbers, please? Carol, okay.
Pardon me?
I got it. She's got it.
Okay.
I don't really have anything noteworthy for the budget to actual. I do want to point out, so on the first page, that we've just been lumping all of the tax payments, which included garbage and recycling and also additional recycling bins. That's all been lumped into 41110 general property taxes, and then I will kind of rearrange that. So, you know, I'll figure out how much is supposed to be in the garbage curbside, which is about 2/3 of the way down, 46420. I'll take it out of the general property taxes and put it into, garbage curbside, so that'll be reflected a little bit better, but, it's not a priority of mine to do, it doesn't really have any material impacts, the money is all there, it's just where it shows up on the budget actually.
Anything else for John? Don?
Okay, you have your report in front of you.
The reconciliation is the last page of your packet.
On the tax savings account, that was a money market, and so, after John did some talking with someone through the bank, we didn't have to do anything with those money markets except leave that money there, so, and it'll be reflected with the interest. We were only getting 0.02, so next month, or for the month of March, it'll probably go up again. It follows the market. And if you look underneath it, you see that it earmarked monies for the main road project's been adjusted because we had to adjust and earmark the Lucas device grant. That was when those monies were still in there from 22. So it's just separate a little bit. The same thing with the ARPA one, that didn't have to change account numbers. It's just going to start reflecting the money market, what the money market yield is. It'll change from month to month as it grows. On the park savings account, we made the transfer of the $1,500 from the balance of 2022 for what we knew what had happened from July, and we could verify what had happened from July through December. So we did move those monies. And as far as the next item that I put on there, the paid pavilion rentals monthly, January through February, I counted 15 deposits that I made. There were only 5 rentals, but I had collected 15 checks through those 2 months. So, but one of them had to be returned because they had to cancel. And so I believe that's in the payouts yet today. So there was a total of 14. So, if I remember correctly from last month, you want those moved month to month. And that was on, we decided last month. So for the months of January and February, we will move $1,400 then to the parks again. And we'll keep that current. The loan, which is at the bottom there, I don't think that's due until June. Is it June?
I think so.
Yep. But you do have the option to pay that ahead if you want to save a little interest. So, because we do have the monies now, the tax monies and everything that's there. So, if you wish to do that, we can find out what that would be and get that cleared off the books.
I think we should do that. I'll make a motion to pay off the loan, which is $23,142.95.
Subject to whatever the daily.
Whatever,
Right,
yes.
so it'll be adjusted by the
Yeah.
interest.
So, what do you think about getting it, and approving the check at the meeting that we award the bids? We can go and get like a 10-day payout amount?
Yep.
Okay, I'll work with Donna to get that taken care of.
I need a second on that motion. You made a motion, right? Did someone second
Well, if we're
that?
gonna do it at the other meeting though, then it's,
What?
if we're gonna approve the check at the other meeting.
Well, she's
Do we
just
need a-
approving that. We'll go ahead and get the totals.
I'll second that.
Better to have too many than not enough, right?
I have a motion motion is second to work on getting towards paying off the loan,
The breathers loan, balance of that loan.
the balance of the breathers loan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Ayes have it.
That's all I have, unless you have something more.
That question, that loan that you're talking about, now what was that for?
Breathers that they did like 5 years ago.
That the one that, what's her face, neglected to pay, and then we had to,
Yes.
had to pay them, what, $1,600 for it?
Oh, they waived it. I think they waived that, didn't they, that extra?
They
fee?
applied it
They
to the
did.
principal.
They
They
waived
applied
it.
it to the, we paid, they had paid it, but they applied it to the principal. So that
That was
was.
really white of them.
Huh?
That was really white of them.
It was.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's it for me.
Okay. Moving on to number 9, the utility permit. Was kind of together with me and John, kind of going through the ordinances on my half a little bit, and John typed it up for us, so you guys see some changes or something, information that you think there should be there, or something that's not needed.
We've never had this permit before, correct?
Nothing that we can find.
How are they gonna be aware? I mean, don't they just usually come in and do it?
No, they do ask, they have been calling and asking, either they call me or they call John, asking for permission to dig in the road right away.
Okay.
And now we can steer them towards this is a permit. We actually have 2 right now. I think we're kind of, they're waiting for good weather, so we're not holding them up with this, but we've kind of told them that we'd like to start the process with the permits, and they're fine. And a lot of times, a lot of this information, they're emailing to us already. It's not this is kind of just the form on our end so that we can put it into our files, that at this time was that done, and yeah, it was. It may also help track it a little bit, because right now there's no way to really track when this stuff comes in and keep it.
What happens if they don't get the permit? Is there consequences?
At this time, there's nothing, no.
Stern talking to.
Pardon?
No. I said stern talking to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been in the ordinances that we have this permit, which was never made with the ordinances, so we're really just fulfilling out the ordinances is all we're doing.
With the permit, I know what Marshfield does is anytime you take a permit out, you are responsible for any repairs within 1 year of completion of the work. And that's because a lot of the contractors previously didn't do the compacting right and everything, and there was no teeth in their permit that said they had to come back and repair it. I don't see anything in here. Is that something you want to put in there? Any repairs needed within 1 year of completion of the work? That's when all your settlement's gonna happen. You're gonna have problems.
I believe that it's all in the ordinance itself, and this does revert people back to the ordinance, so.
Down here at the bottom under permit of approval, you might want to strike that town of Pine Lake, Oneida County out of there.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It looks like I highlighted that one too. Oh, well.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
But that's why we're going over it too.
Is this gonna be something on the website that they can pull off and fill prior?
Yes.
Then I think you need to put a title on here that says utility permit. rather than just town of McMillan, Rappahannock County, Wisconsin. They're really not gonna know what it's for.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, those big enough culverts next. You got a permit for it.
This is with the encouragement of the county highway commissioner that we get this done.
And it's more of a tracking method than a policing situation. It's my understanding, correct?
Yes. 'Cause we're not attaching a fee or anything with this.
Right.
This is more of,
Yeah.
so that we have, I believe, so we have some numbers to call, of who did the digging and all of that type of stuff, so that if there is some issues that we can contact them, that we have numbers.
On the bottom, we might want to put, you know how they square things off and put for office use only or something?
Here, if you look at the permit provisions, number 10, that pretty much, you gotta get it back to the way it was. I think that covers it, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, that ordinance in there, that's a big document that covers things that much bigger than.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so do we just need to make a motion to approve the permit?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve with the addition of utilities permit on it at the top. And then remove that under the permit approval. Or you might want to put town of McMillan, Marathon County, with those changes. Because we really, the ordinance itself really pretty well covers it, except for.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
No.
Since there is none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Permit approved. Number 10, do we have anybody here from the Stratford School District?
You want to speak about the referendum?
All
Let her
right,
talk first, come on.
we'll move on to number 11, Sawyer rezone. Dorothy, do you have anything you want to state on this?
No, well, the nicest thing was I finally went down to Patty because the maps that we got, which you're probably what you're looking at, are gray, correct? So your maps are gray?
Yep.
Okay, the ones that Patty had, she did the work and had sent to the county were very nicely colored, so you really could tell what was happening. Bruce made copies for the commissioners with the colored, and it's so much easier to understand.
My email was that way, and it was a lot easier.
Was the colored one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Color's a good thing.
That was a good thing.
Depends on what part of the country you're in.
Not really.
Out of Bergen Hill.
And even take down
To go back in, and basically they just went back into farmland preservation for that piece of land. County thought it was a good idea.
I'll make a motion to approve the zoning ordinance. Oh, really? Is that what I read? This is a resolution for the Scheuer application.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion, a second for the resolution for the zoning. So, any further discussion? Since there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Ayes have it. Resolution passes. There's one question I have that's kind of outside of it, Dorothy, but while we're on zoning here a little bit. I got a question on Quincy. There's a piece off of Quincy that's 6 acres, and it's in farmland preservation.
That's wrong.
That's what I thought. I mean, so.
Which parcel?
It can't be if it's.
I don't have the personal number. She just called me on the phone and I said, I thought we had those all cleaned up.
Didn't they just come through? Well, hey.
They were looking at purchasing it in,
I mean,
in farmland
we
preservation.
had pieces down here on 97 that were still in farmland preservation, shouldn't have been. So the Department of Ag and Trade missed a few.
So that's where I pushed her to the county to check and confirm that it actually still is.
Pardon?
We clean that list up when you change the comp plan because the state and the county submitted a list. So if there's Quincy, that's 6 acres in farmland preservation, it's probably a continuous lot.
Right, you know,
Joining
it'd
it
have to
together.
be what it's next to.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I sent her to the county to.
So they want to break off 6 acres is what you're saying?
No, she said it's already plotted off. It's already subdivided. It's just in, so like you say, it could be a continuous piece where the same owner wants the whole works or something, so. I told her she had trouble, come back and,
Oh, I'm sure we'll hear about it.
I'm sure. I just let you know.
Yeah.
Well, it came up my. And, let's see, calling for materials.
Yeah, I'd like to put the road materials out for bids this next month.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you want me to read what I have here, or can I just say I'm gonna put road materials out for bid?
I guess the only thing I'd like to know is if you can, what are we bidding? I mean, just so we make sure we get everything, because I know one year I think we missed crack filling or whatever, somebody did one of the boards.
Okay.
Just so we can get everything.
Notice is hereby given by the town of McMillan, Marathon County, Wisconsin, to receive sealed bids for the following: decomposing granite, please bid materials by the ton, delivered anywhere within the township. Base course, spec, 5/8 inch to 3/4 minus, and 1.25 inch minus, please bid materials by ton, delivered anywhere in the township. Aggregate, gradation, number 2, quantities, state certification required, please bid materials by ton, delivered anywhere within the township. Shell rock sand, please bid materials by the ton, delivered anywhere within the township. Breaker, dirty, 6 to 8 inch, please bid materials by the ton, delivered anywhere within the township. Dust inhibitor, calcium chloride, 38% approximately, 10,000 gallons, more or less, please bid materials by gallon, delivered, applied anywhere within the township. Crack filling as needed within township, please bid materials by pounds, detailed list provided upon request. Bid must be received by the town clerk, 113904 Elm Tree Road, Marshfield, Wisconsin 54449, by April 10th, 2023, 7 p.m. Bid shall be in sealed envelope and shall have a notation on the outside of the envelope stating sealed bid road materials. Bids will be publicly opened and read at the April Town Board meeting on April 10th, 2023, 7 p.m. at the Town Hall. For specifications, contact County McMillan, road supervisor. That's my number at 715-514-9513. Successful bidders need to provide certification or certificate of insurance, liability, and workman's comp. The Town of McMillan Board reserves the right to accept or reject any and/or all bids.
Is each one?
I would like to also add to this that I want to award them that night also, not just open them.
Tom, on that Dustin Hiller thing, it says, you said, work delivered anywhere in the township, shouldn't it be delivered and spread anywhere in the township?
He does, it says delivered and applied anywhere within the township.
Oh, I didn't hear the applied thing. Is that what it says?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
Is each one of those items you listed as separate bid category?
Yes.
Did we get our list for crack filling too? Did we get that,
I don't know if you actually found that.
fixed last year?
Did you find that?
This is the only thing that I can find.
Yep. That'll be the one. So the one, I'm gonna add those two to it then.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna put them on here and get back.
Okay. I assume it's Birch Street?
Yep, First Street. East. And then Old.
And we would know where, stay where it stops to make sure that they don't go in on the day. Right. Right. Oh, that's all.
I'll fill it out.
I know that we've had some issues there in the past.
Well, we will get the issues before on these two. Any questions on that? So I'd like to make a motion to put these out for bid then.
I'll second it.
A motion, a second to put out bid for road materials. As stated. All those, is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against? Put it out for road materials. Approved.
Before you, I have a comment about that building. So they have an issue with the, this just has the old M403 on it. I did call the county to put numbers where, what would work best. They suggested that we put the number on the door for the clerk treasurer's office, the 113904, so we don't have to change any of our numbers on letterhead. Anything, nothing would be changed because all the mail goes there. The only thing you do is we report your meetings and your elections here. They will assign a number in the next few days. They'll assign a number to this building. We have the option as to whether or not we put it on there. So the only thing that you'll have to fix will be the address for like meetings, election stuff. Otherwise, that will be the number over there. That's the best suggestion that they have. It eliminates the problem that we have with people not knowing where to come for taxes or the UPS FedEx people. Because they used to come here and if it's a different number, then they'll be aware that they have to go over there. Because, you know, it was, they keep sticking stickers on the door, but there's nobody, you know, we're not here. So, but we want a number on this building in case it would be an ambulance call. Obviously, they're right across the street, they know where we are, but the ambulance service would not know where they are there. So that has a number up there, there'll be a number.
Also, it'd probably help our residents too, because it would help distinguish the two buildings.
Yes, it'll make them a little more aware.
So the county's gonna give us the number then?
They do assign all those numbers. Yeah.
Not the ones that go on the building, if they put something on the building, that would be just a fire number, and that would be out by the road.
Okay, so are we going to get something above the doors over there?
I have not priced that out yet, I was gonna go to Stratford Sign, they did the numbers and that stuff here before, so I can go, I just don't know how, you know, big you want. You probably want them big enough to see, kind of, you know,
Yeah,
on the
let's
street.
measure in between the flats on your steel over there.
Donna, I'll give you
That should be
the
like,
number for Mueller Graphics over on the
inches.
Okay.
They're a whole lot cheaper than Strickland's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a
Okay.
9-inch center up there, so
I
we're
have
looking at
that
probably
ordered.
7.5 wide.
How much?
Probably 7.5, I'll measure for you, so we can measurement. That way you can put it on the flats, not on the raised roof.
What about height?
I'll,
Just look at that, yeah, I want to be able to make sure that we can see it.
yeah.
At least then it stops all that.
So you'll just put numbers up there then? You will put like clerk/treasurer?
I don't know, John, what do you think? It would be nice, I guess it depends on how the process goes.
Okay,
So we'll just look at it.
let's get numbers and.
Yeah, numbers are one thing, they shouldn't be that much, we'll just see what the verbiage would be,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
It wouldn't have to be the fancy letters, it would be on,
Yeah, if they custom sized it to fit it not on the ribs, to put those on is, you just need a straight edge and a pencil. Pretty simple. I don't like pencil, yes.
I don't care, as long as we get it marked before next tax season.
Okay.
That's all I can.
So for the road materials bid, I imagine that you want me to post that in the paper?
Yes.
Anywhere else?
Also, because some people have been asking me about the road bids, if we could put it on our website and then also put it on our 3 posting places. That's basically what I've been telling them that we would be doing with this bid, so. Because I know Red Granite, he gave me 2 phone calls on it already. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any further discussion? If there is none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against? Let's have it for adjourn.
Go.
This is.
Cory, can you come here a second? I'm doing it wrong. Close
He wasn't gonna let on.
Well, that's but.
That first building,
But anyway, it'll, yeah, this is what I want, because this is going to be Monday. So, I mean,
Where the water tower used to be
I
over
don't,
there?
I'm just telling you.
No, I don't. I looked at that before I came over, I knew there was.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I.